My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Spires and Sneckos here in Slay the Spire Modded. Right, let's just start off by rolling the d10. There it is. That's right. Okay, 8. Hell yes. Okay, that is going to be Mage. We start with the Ring of Chameleon, Nilry's Codex, and the Empty Bottle. So that's a run that generates cards on the fly from Nilry's Codex, but the Ring of Chameleon and Empty Bottle are going to synergize together to make potions be ridiculously powerful for us. When I think about potions, obviously I'm thinking about other ways to generate potions. I'm thinking about things like Alchemize, especially from the Silent. But I'm also thinking about Brewmaster, the 3-cost colorless rare power that gives you a potion every single turn. So who would be able to afford to play that? Who's that defensive? Also, who has Alchemize? Yeah, it's the Silent, right? So on top of that, by the way, let's just load that lineup. Obviously, Ascension 20, because of course. So we'll set ourselves up with the base kit as well as the Mage. Excellent. Then roll a d20 for our other modifier. 14. 14 is Perfected Deck. Add modifier Library, Loot, and Drafted. Okay, so Library Loot, I assume that means Library Looter. Every time you open a non-boss chest, choose one of 15 cards to obtain, as well as Drafted. So I'm assuming Drafted is Draft. A lot of these seem to be, like, different conjugations of the words that exist in here, so I think that's what it means. Draft a custom starting deck of cards. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Whoa. I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing called drafted in here so that I haven't accidentally screwed up. So if there was a way to just have the enemies not drop cards without any benefit, that would probably fit with this as well, right? Perfected deck. Anyway, that's none of my concern at the moment. Let's Silent. Yeah, no, it's all set up. All right, let's go. Embark 'em. Time for a challenge. Okay, so we've already got Library Looter, which is the Replay this by a custom run modifier. Each time you open a non-boss chest, choose one of 15 cards to obtain. I actually do want to do a run that has, you know, somehow uses this and, like, Juzu Bracelet and a bunch of question mark spaces where the only way you get cards is through chests. But that's a later thing. That'll happen later. We've already got one card in our deck, and it's the Ascender's Bane, because of course it is. So here's the relics that we start with. There's the Chameleon Ring. Your potion's now more potent. You can brew at rest sites, as well as the Empty Bottle. Potions may be used twice. Oh, and Nilry's Codex, which I'm assuming people both usually know because it's from the base game. But it is, at the end of your turn, you may shuffle one of 3 random cards into your draw pile. Actually, this is going to be really helpful because we're probably going to be running relatively thin, which means that we're not going to be extremely resilient to a lot of different things that bosses can do and elite fights can do and floor fights can do. So to be able to introduce cards on the fly from Nilry's Codex is going to be a good way to circumvent that. Who are you and what have you done to the thin deck, daddy? Probably footwork here, but it could be corrode. Let's have a look at our log. Hey, Lantern! Just a bunch of energy. A little bit of money at the very start there. Critical Strike, Backflip, Bottled Lightning. Critical Strike being deals 6 damage, does 3 more damage for every stack weak on the enemy. That doesn't influence my decision here at all. Footwork, obviously, is a little bit more incentivized because of Backflip, but, you know, it's not even that different. I do want Footwork just because it's extraordinarily powerful. Deflect. It's a great way to benefit from the Footwork. Without overrunning the amount that I can spend on any turn. Merciful Stab, Endless Agony, and Sneaky Strike. The one that I actually kind of want to take here is the Merciful Stab. Now, the primary reason for that is if we run particularly defensive, and we hopefully will, we'll be able to defend ourselves to the point that we can use the Merciful Stab constantly for free damage. And because now we've got 2 0-cost cards in the deck, we can consider putting more draw in the deck as like a value add. Dagger Spray, Throwing Arsenal, and Doubling Dagger. I don't see myself putting Throwing Arsenal in the deck. Not really. Yeah, it becomes a nade on upgrade. I really don't see myself doing that. Yes, it's good for backstab. Yes, it's good for die. But it precludes the ability to put shivs into your deck. In the silent. I really can't see myself doing that right now, at least. Well, it precludes the ability to do that unless you have a ridiculous amount of draw or some... Well, I was about to say a ridiculous amount of draw or the Unceasing Top. The Unceasing Top is a ridiculous amount of draw in that fashion. Doubling Dagger might give us the ability to actually overwhelm bosses. We don't currently have that. So having a relatively thin deck and then cycling through the Doubling Dagger enough times gets pretty wild. So I think I'll take that. Here I'll take Hidden Blade. It also gives us a shiv, but it gives us the card draw, and we just spoke about why card draw is important. It's also going to be important so that we can cycle more quickly to get back to the Doubling Dagger. I intend to put a ridiculous amount of draw in this deck, so the Works does have a place. I was about to argue it has a place, but I want to take the Hidden Blade. But no, I should take the Works. For every 3 cards you draw this turn, gain energy, deal 4 damage to a random enemy, and it becomes unplayable until end of round. Upgrades to deal extra damage. This one's a bit rough. What I want is basically just always draw. I'll take the Cloak and Dagger because I need some more things that benefit from footwork, some things that give me block. Dodge and roll, extremely good for that. Yes, I know Smoke Bomb is really good. I am aware. But dodge and roll will always be in my deck. I don't have to use it just once. Now I can take a Smoke Bomb. Thank you. All right. Sucker Punch versus Predator versus Draining Mist. If we want to fight early elites, we probably take that Predator to help us through that. It's also some delayed card draw, so it works with the 0-cost deck. Petition, Sucker Punch, and Poison Weapons. I think Poison Weapons is actually going to be really, really good because we have Satchel, so we have the ability to retain 1 card each turn. We can just hold Poison Weapons until we have, you know, either Predator or Doubling Dagger with a ridiculous amount of power on it. Backstab easily. Ooh, is it? Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is. Another footwork or a leg sweep. As much as I want the extra footwork, that leg sweep is going to be really powerful for our defense. Nah, this one's a bit rough. Just because we haven't really been drafting into poison yet. I could take Corrode. The primary reason I would be taking Corrode is for the removal of artifacting from targets. And this is my final card. We'll take Backflip. Cool. We're going to want more card draw in this deck as well, so I'm incentivized to try and visit like early shops and try and pick up card draw cards. Okay, there's a really good line here because I want to go into a portal, right? So I can get the 7-5 gold from this. So if I go here, fight, portal across, then I can go up, get an early shop, a rest, elite, rest, item, rest, and then go for another elite later if I choose to, if I opt to, if I decide to. See how the works? Bye-bye. Hey, hang on. Hey, Runic Icosahedron gave us Mulligan. That would actually be really good. Discard your hand and then draw that many cards. Fairy in a Bottle. If you would die, heal to 10% instead and raise your max HP. I could take the extra deflect here. I'm a little incentivized too because of the leg sweep and the Predator. Throw in as much poison as possibly can. All right, Fairy in a Bottle is going to be active twice and gain 5 vulnerable, of course. But of course. So it's not the damage in addition to poison. It just replaces your poison, which is an important thing to note. Put Wraith Form in the deck. It's not necessary. We're going to have to make 2 confirmations at the end of every single turn. And as a result, this is going to be a lot slower than I otherwise might like. I don't have anything that benefits from being discarded right now, so I don't want to take the Throw Dagger. All right. Somehow I think we're going to get through this fine. Runic Icosahedron gives us... Artifact. Nice. I would be taking counter here if it weren't for the fact that there's Hidden Blade and we are the deck that needs to do the draws. Ooh, yes! All right. I really, really, really want a certain black card here. I'm not going to mention it until I see it, though. The Hooded Arms Dealer. You're approached by a man in a hood. He shows you rare and powerful weapons. They look otherworldly. You ask him the price. He says, blood gold. Lose 17 HP. I take a black card. Yes! I got it. All right. Infinite Blow. 2 energy. Deal 12 damage. Can be upgraded any number of times. Maintains upgrades between runs. I've got to start getting this this bad boy here right upgraded so that I can, of course, have it go off ridiculously later. You pick it up and see that you were not the first to use it. Yeah, I love that. The ultimate defense. I can't do that, can I? I don't have discard, so it's not Scrap Shacks. Sneak is interesting. Draw additional cards equal to double this card's cost, Snecko. So when it randomizes... that's going to be really good for the works, though. It's going to be a ridiculous amount of draw. I think that I have to take that. I don't have additional energy on any turn except for the first, so ultimate defense is going to be a little bit rough for us. It is quite powerful when you upgrade it, because on the turn that you upgrade it, it gives you the intangibility, which is really good. So you can kind of just stall for a turn. Also, look at all these potions, by the way. Gain 3 decks, gain 18 block, gain 1 of 3 random skill cards to upgrade, and then add to your hand and go 0 this turn. Oh, right, they're upgraded now. Cool. And I'd be able to use each of them twice. Quite good. But I think I have to take Sneak. It's going to be really interesting. The relics are Sling of Courage. Start each elite combat with 2 strength, as well as the Mango. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 14, as well as Bronze Scales. Start each combat with 3 thorns. I could consider taking that. Neurotoxin this early on is really powerful, to the point that I think I actually just have to take it. And I'll also take the thorns. And the block potion. I'll upgrade Neurotoxin so that it climbs quicker. Ah, right, of course. Infinite Blow is the one that I should be consistently upgrading. Of course, that's my bad. Alright, we rolled a natural 1 on the Runic Icosahedron. You are cursed. You may no longer roll the Icosahedron. The natural 1, whenever this card is drawn, lose 1 energy, unplayable, and soulbound. It cannot be removed from the deck. So this is a permanent void in our deck now. Yay. I mean, yeah, I deserve it, but still. Just because I deserve it doesn't mean I want it. Do I have any way to play Atom Bomb? Not at all. Okay. Playing a Poison Darts for a very small amount at the very end of a turn is actually going to be quite good here. Just because it'll remove everyone's poison. Oh, sorry, artifacting rather. Take the 18 block, then we'll also throw in that. The idea here is that I want to play Neurotoxin basically as soon as I draw it. Speed Training is actually a really good card to put in the deck. Okay. Yeah, that did just about what I wanted to get done. Draw one card, draw additional cards equal to this card's cost. Not yet. Just the backliner and I now. Just gonna smoke bomb there. So I'll take no damage. Speed training works. And then draw the cards. Hell yeah. Da-da-da is going to be more effective in terms of its damage drawn on next turn. I knew that I didn't need to risk rolling the Runic Icosahedron, but I did anyway. Flash Powder, stun all enemies. That's extraordinarily powerful. So I'll be taking it because I can use it twice. Poison weapons versus Caltrops versus Poison Stab. I'll be taking none there. I have a lot of cards I really need to upgrade in this deck. I'm really worried about whether or not I'm ever going to get the upgrades on that Infinite Blow. There's just so much that already needs to be done. Hey, it's a Mimic. See, I've drawn this, so I imagine if I put it on the bottom of the deck, it'll still activate and lose an energy for me. But I would like to see whether that's the case or not. Yes, it is the case. Okay, we lost the energy. Okay. The works. And then we sneak for a ridiculous amount of draw. Okay. We could probably just blow him up with a necrotic poison right here. So what's the idea that we... No, I can't use necrosis. Not yet. Oh, right. We redrew the natural one because of course we did. Good gosh. Uh-huh. Thank you, natural one drawn again. This is going to be a really, really, really tough thing for us now because of that. It's just going to be really difficult for us to do anything. Now, obviously, with the satchel, I can actually retain the natural one in my hand, which will prevent me from redrawing it at any point. But then I also have to have it in my hand. I really wish I could just spam E to confirm those screens. There we go. Yeah, 20 minutes and we're halfway through the first floor. You can see what I mean. Choose a card to obtain, of course, because that was a chest that I just destroyed. Dodge and roll, obviously. War Paint, upgrade 2 random skills on pickup. Not bad, not bad. Take the Cloak and Dagger before I get it. Let's go for another elite. Cool. Sucker Punch is actually going to be quite good here as a source of weak when we don't yet have it. Quite likely to throw out the Flash Powder stun next turn. Mm-hmm. Stun him. I could have retained a card there. It's not going to matter. Just in case you're wondering why it's not going to matter. I'm intangible. Okay, never mind. It did only do 1 damage. It's just its intent didn't change. Storm Steel, Fluid Movement, and Sniper. No, thank you. Okay. Good thing we have the Lantern to balance out the negative of the natural 1 being consistently drawn on turn 1, because good gosh. Okay. Fine, all I need to do is get the Neurotoxin out. I just have to make sure that I do that every single battle. Oh, the confirmation screens, they're killing me. Steroid Potion, gain 14 strength by using 2 on the same turn. Wow. Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to die, but having 2 Fairy in a bottle is just waiting there. It's quite good. Huh? Why was that just added to my deck? Strange. Any of the cards that draw extra cards need to be upgraded. I'm also going to poison weapons here so that I can... Great. So that I can use these shivs to remove the artifacting. Hold on to the works, because I know that I've still got a lot of draw in my deck. Just apparently not in this hand. Yeah, I'll cop 4 damage this turn. It's okay. You can see Neurotoxin is suddenly very serious. That sneak is extremely important for us. Just gain the energy back. I love it. Any of that, but I will take the works yet again. Huh? Oh, I have taken 4 damage this this combat. Yep. Never mind. I replace my with it. Oh. Oh, that natural 1 kills. I mean, not literally, but. Ugh. Baseball, upon pick up a random card becomes free. Hey, that can't hit a defender or strike this time. Doubling daggers. All right. The works, then Hidden Blade. Stab you. Shiv. Hidden Blade, Shiv, then Backflip, gets the extra energy. Deflect, deflect, and sneak for a bunch of extra draw. I mean, it just does work a treat, does it not? I know I could be retaining a card, but I could also just not do that and wait. Optimization only matters if it makes things more optimal. And killing on next turn was already still the most optimal. The rest of the deck guaranteed that I was going to be capable of doing that. Take another Neurotoxin there. When am I ever going to upgrade this infinite? Damn it. There's doubling dagger number 1. I'm actually going to hold on to this smoke bomb. I would really like to burn the natural 1 out of my deck. I'm going to stun the enemy for this round so that I can burst Neurotoxin happily. As I understand it, that burst Neurotoxin should have just incremented the card twice. There, but I will keep the works. Thank you, Leg Sweep, for being the bottom card of my deck, despite the fact that I desperately wanted you before then. Okay. It's actually going to be really good. The enemy is going to transition while they're attacking me. Which means that they're going to be there on the floor trying to buff for a turn. Let's burst the doubling. Okay, what do I need to do next turn? Defend? So defend I shall. This is now just a Neurotoxin deck. It wasn't supposed to be, but that's now what it is. Had to request my quest log, sure. I like that this is now appearing as an item because it makes it a lot easier to track. Flawless the boss, remove 5 cards and pick up a cloak and dagger. Okay. Grand finale, da-da-da, and nightmare. I don't think I need any of those. Grab bag. Choose an energy boss relic and a non-energy boss relic to obtain. Both of them are out of 3 random relics and cannot be skipped. Severed Torchhead. I've been playing with this in my own time recently. Gain energy at the start of your turn. Whenever you play an attack card, lose 1 strength for the turn. Whenever you play a skill card, lose 1 dex for the turn. I can't justify using this, personally. I don't know what deck is comfortable playing only 2 cards a turn. Or, you know, only 3 every turn. But it's not mine. I'll be taking the grab bag here. More fillet from Beaked the Cultist. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Shops are replaced with elites. Or Sacred Necklace from Beaked the Cultist. Gain energy at the start of each turn. My understanding is that the design behind this is that there are better boss relics and there are worse boss relics. This is intentionally here as kind of like a, oh, you got a good thing. that's a thing that just exists in roguelikes. Not all items are equal, not all cards are equal. And occasionally you get good things. I believe that's the design imperative behind that. And then there's also Slow Cooker, gain energy on the first start of each turn. On the first turn of each combat, lose 2 energy instead. I'll be taking Sacred Necklace, naturally. Oh, backtick. Upon pickup, choose any non-boss, non-event relic to obtain. This is another one that's actually quite good. Non-boss, non-event relic. Sadly, I didn't get the white elephant statue here. What would I put in this deck is the thing. I know what I put in this deck. We're taking backtick. I know exactly what relic I am looking for here. Where is it? Where are you? I know you're in here somewhere, Arrowhead. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Arrowhead, you may upgrade 2 cards whenever you smith. I am going to be visiting every rest site and double smithing that that searing blow until I cannot any longer. Okay. No matter what path I decide to go on, it looks like I basically have 3 opportunities to rest here. Go, smoke bomb the rest of those out, take no damage. That's my kind of jam right there. Took 1 artifact off the one plated armor off the enemy there. That said, we've now won. Acrobatics totally goes in this deck, obviously. Oh, right, I know this. A young man with a wild look in his eye approaches you, rattling on about the dangers of the Spire. Monsters beyond imagination lie ahead, but I know this place. I've seen where the dangers reside, and how to avoid them. You're interested, yes? Continue. It seems he does know how to avoid certain threats, and is willing to share his knowledge. Knowledged. The evil. I have something to report. Pickle, please. Alright. Probably Time Eater is what I want to encounter less. I can't tempt fate with this deck because the neurotoxins are how we're dealing so much of our damage. We are not going to stand even but a chance against the final boss from, I think, Infinite Spire, right? Yeah, it's from Infinite Spire. Isn't it? There's something terrifying. The Lord of Darkness, isn't that Blank the Evils? Anyway, I'm just not gonna have the time eater next floor, thank you. Obviously, it's fight time. If I'm willing to take 2 damage here, I can have the pointy die and then throw neurotoxin on someone else. I'm not willing to take that damage. Burst is going to be really good. I will keep Smoke Bomb though, so at the end of the next turn I can effectively just defend. Grab 'em, bro. Yep. We'll see what can be done here. Damn it, it's too important that I play the Neurotoxin. Damn it. I'm copying a bunch of damage here just to make sure that the Neurotoxin increments. This had better be worth it, and it is. Red Mask. At the start of each combat, apply 1 weak to all enemies. Pick up a cloak and dagger. That satisfies a quest. Get some more max HP. We're going to need to rest at some sort of an upcoming rest spot. Or just have the fairy in a bottle revive us a couple times. Who needs anything else when you got the fairy in the bottle? Okay, so I can put someone on the ground. Okay. Frontliner is dead. Backliner is set up quite easily. Thank you for finishing the fight early. Fight time. I'm gonna drop the dodge and roll right now, even though I desperately want it. Good lord. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I mean, look, if you're gonna have an opening turn, why not have an opening turn, right? Like, I couldn't. No attack on turn 2 here actually makes this really good for us. Once I keep that smoke bomb, we should now be fine. So we'll corrode, then smoke bomb. And then next turn, the enemy is dead. And I managed to take no damage. Rest is in the net. Yeah, next space. Cool. Just making sure. Bottled Soul. Upon pickup, choose an exhaust card. When we play that card, it no longer exhausts. Okay. Obviously, I'll take another footwork there. But that should probably go on a Neurotoxin. Well, now I want to be able to encounter something terrifying next floor, because the Neurotoxin would be capable of, some very fun things. So Infinite Blow went 12, 16, 16, 25. So it does increase it does increment the amount it increases by 1 each time, which is good. I'll put the works on the bottom of the deck. It's not currently fit for this hand. While Terror is good, I would rather just draw my Neurotoxins, frankly. I like that the Infinite Blow uses the same animation as Searing Blow. It's very consistent. I should have just played more defensive that turn. I don't know why I decided to aggress. Aggress with an A, not an E. I haven't left. Expertise is an interesting way to reload after the works. Alright, Mimic. It's okay, the enemy's dead in 2 turns regardless of what I do, so I've effectively just decided, alright, I'm gonna try and get as far as I can in my deck to try and get to my next Neurotoxin if I can. Which, as it turns out, I can't, but that's okay. I'm not killing this turn no matter what I do, so I may as well just wait. And dead. Got him. You can't turn these down. Oh, that's interesting. Fetch a random card from your discard pile, draw 1 card. I can't apparently check what the upgrade on that is right now, but it's okay. I'll probably take a dodge and roll. Excuse me, had to clear my throat. All right, Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies, yes. As well as another Hidden Blade, sure. Okay. Let's just throw out that deadly Neurotoxin. I'll hold on to expertise here. It's not of the works. Where's the works? Infinite and smoke him. Hey, all right. That'll do, apparently. My nightmare. Hello, potion belt. That's exactly what I've been needing this entire time. I'm very pleased. All right. I'm not even going to be using the Infinite Blows, like, much this run. It's mostly there to set up for later runs where I'm going to benefit pretty heavily. Backliner is now dead. That is to say, Backliner is dead without any more committed actions on my part. In fact, I think they may have been beforehand as well, so I might have been a little over the top there. Well, that's working out pretty much so far. Got him. Funnel! At the end of a turn, unused energy is converted to 4 block each. Second the works. Ninjato. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, draw 2 cards. That's got to be insane for this deck. We generate shivs, and then the shivs draw the cards, and the cards draws the energy, and then... oh, it's just going to go off. In addition, I can take the Jujutsu Bracelet. Regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms, which to me just seems like a good idea. I could have taken 2 for 1 on the acrobatics, but we have a ridiculous amount of draw, and we have 2 the works cards in the deck. We probably need to tone it down on exactly one of those. Keep the hidden blade. Front line's dead. Yes, it's time for the shivs. Yes. More card draw. Yes, I could have taken a catalyst. Does it matter? There's min-maxing, and then there's... there's min-maxing, and then there's just making extraordinarily stupid plays for the sake of doing the optimal thing, regardless of whether or not it's necessary. Thankfully, fruit juice can be used 2 times and gives us 7 max HP, so I'm just gonna get 40. It can't be used 2 times! Hubris, empty bottle, you lied to me! I guess that makes sense. It would be really ridiculously powerful, but it does still have a symbol 2 directly under fruit juice, which seems inconsistent. I say it seems, it is. Right. I feel like a lot of what this series really accomplishes is it's kind of like a QA test for a lot of these mods. Oh, Corrode in the opening hand here is going to be really good for us. Remove your artifacting, and then it's time you die. Okay. Pyramid Rune. You put 5 of those in our deck. Okay, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. The idea there is obviously I have to play them to get them out. It's like a slimed, but it retains, which means that it stays in my hand and reduces the maximum hand size that I can even have. That's sneaky, I'll tell you what. That's sneaky. Thankfully, we've already killed the boss. If you can get Neurotoxin early, you can do some wild things with it. As well, we're demonstrating. Don't need any of those, but I did flawless the boss, so I'll get a random rare relic, which is Ice Cream. Okay, Ice Cream and Funnel work together in a really interesting way. Because Funnel doesn't want to invalidate Ice Cream by removing the energy, it just leaves the energy with you, assuming that the energy is going to be reset at the start of your turn. However, Ice Cream means it isn't. So if you can be defended on the first turn, you can just click E until you have infinite defense. That's just how things occasionally work, frankly. That said, it's not something I utilize often because usually I have a deck that oh, I don't want Sozu. I do want the extra energy, but I don't want Sozu. I don't think I need Sozu. I'll take Tiny House. Upon pickup, obtain 1 potion, gain 50 gold, raise your max HP by 5, as well as obtain 1 card and obtain 1 random, upgrade 1 random card. Chewing Gum is from Replay the Spire. It's gain energy at the start of each turn. Every time you shuffle your deck, add 3 slime to your draw pile. Works got upgraded. Okay, that's going to be some helpful damage. Now I'll take a Catalyst. It's, we are going to dunk on the Ornate Mirror this time. I love it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna upgrade we're gonna upgrade the Infinite Blade 10 times over the course of this floor, which is gonna be good fun. The works, acrobatics, drop that, and it begins. Never mind, it ends. I can now probably get rid of the Farrier bottle. Yeah, in fact I will, so that I can get 2 elixir And the works there as well. The elixir means that in any boss fight, I can burn out all of the negatives from my deck. That is to say, the status and curse cards. So there goes the natural one. Obviously, it doesn't stay gone, but there goes it for that time. That worked out pretty well. Imagine if I had the specimen. Ooh, boy, that would be a lot of damage. Okay. That's fine, we've got the kill. Okay, maybe we don't. Really feels like we do, though. Scrap shanks, yeah. I think we're past the point of including things in our deck. It's way too late to start playing with these in order to increase the money that I actually get, so I'm just gonna decline and take the 5 damage. Neurotoxin Catalyst here on the first turn is pretty ridiculous. Alright, let's see if we can actually kill the transient. We're definitely not going to be taking damage, but can we kill it? Okay. Actually going to use an attack potion here. Twice. That's good. Okay, the works. Poison weapons, and we played 3 attacks, so we get the card draw. This was my plan all along. Uh-huh. We should footwork. Get those out of the hands. I mean, this could scarcely be working better at this point. There's another that works. And yeah, we should be able at this point basically just to go off until off is all there is left. Just because of how much energy we gain. Now, the works are actually... This serves a dual purpose. Oh, you clever replay the Spire developers. Yeah. It serves a dual purpose. It becomes unplayable, but it's also a limitation on the maximum size of your hand, which is... so it can't, just become completely degenerate, but it's also a limitation on the max size of your hand, which means that you can draw fewer cards. That's a really, really clever way to deal with that. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Contrary to popular belief, I don't really love... Okay, I do love breaking the game. Never mind. I can't take that statement off the table. But more than that, I really, really, really like good game design. I have played a lot of games in my 20-something years on this planet. And I still just get giddy when I see something and go, oh, that's so cool! I'll readily admit, I am worried that, you know, most people that I know who have played games for a particularly long period of time are starting to get a little less involved in the hobby. And I'm worried that maybe at some point you just lose that enamored fascination. Thankfully, it hasn't happened to me. So while I'm worried about whether or not that does possibly happen, it hasn't happened to me, so I don't have to deal with it. Just clean my hands of that. Awakened One's ritual is actually really interesting because it would add 4 ritual components both to our draw pile and discard pile, and each of those is just a 0-cost skill that says draw a card. So as a result of that, we would be able to trigger the works really, really often. That said, we already are. And to have Slimy Hat increase our maximum hand size by 2 seems extraordinarily powerful. However, what I'm going to do is take the rug here. Can I sell the modifier? Oh, I totally can. I'll sell the icosahedron. I don't know. I think that still leaves the thing in my deck. So selling the icosahedron doesn't actually accomplish anything there. I'm actually going to sell Nilri's Collex here, and that's primarily just because I don't want to have to roll at the end of runs. Oh, I can't sell it. Right. So this is why I had the Relic Sorter installed, because if I click this, it's going to buy the Quick Slash as well as try and sell Nilri's Codex, which is obviously not what I'm intending. I'll sell the Backtick. Puts it back in the boss pool, I believe, as well. And then sell the Grab Bag. I mean, if that buys Adrenaline, you know, worst case scenario, it buys Adrenaline, whatever. I'm fine with that. I don't want to buy Finisher. See, I would be selling a lot more of these if I could, but I can't. All right. And that's given us a lot of money so that we can start thinking about bargain bundle. Was that there before? It must have been, and I just immediately skipped over it because it was too expensive for me to buy. Bargain bundle, when you purchase this relic, the costs of card, potions, and shop removal, that is card removal, sorry, service in the same shop are reduced by 100 gold. So a Slimy Hat and the Coward Crown from Black Mod, which is at the start of each combat gain to metallicize. That's going to be really good because it means that I don't have to play a defensive card as well as Smoke Bomb, which makes Smoke Bomb a lot easier to play. Probably time to get Predator out of this deck. Let's smith the Infinite Blow twice here. Gosh. If we get a run and just get like a black card selection at the very start, we can now just select Infinite Blow. That's going to be an interesting run, after which I imagine I will have to stop using it. Because it will be interesting for exactly that one run. Oh, yes! Get the works out. Hell yeah. That's a turn and a half right there. All I needed to care about was whether I got my Neurotoxin before the end, which I didn't. Oh well. Bottled Lightning. Upon pickup, choose a skill. Started combat with that in your opening hand. Obviously, I have to do that with Neurotoxin, the more upgraded one. Sneak Up. Dodge and roll skill. I'll take Sneak Up. Gain 1 intangible, discard a random card. Innate Exhaust Ethereal. So basically, that just means that I can use the Neurotoxin and then Sneak Up to defend. Preserved Insect. Enemies in elite combats, or rather elite rooms, I believe, have 25% less, 30% less HP. There's the Bottled Lightning, which I knew I had a quest for, so. Infinite Blow, getting real infinite up in here. Colorful Shop. Upgrade 2 random cards, transform 2 cards, or remove a card and upgrade a random card. I think upgrading 2 random cards is actually going to be way better for us. Ah, Infinite Blow got upgraded. Nice. All right, well, now that we have the works out, we can start going off. I mean, that'll do. Dead enemy is a dead enemy. I don't want any more of those. I don't want that potion, Mama. Okay. Double up on the infinite blow. Hello, Rhapsody Quarter. It's been a while since I've seen you. How are you doing? Well? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. How's the wife? Husband? Either or? Huh. Cloak and dagger? I think it's cloak and dagger. And then we'll keep the infinite blow for later. I mean, you can do... Wow, you're actually giving me a lot of cards that I really like. Huh. Funny, that. The Time Collector's ability on here is basically just to stop me from infiniting this on the first turn. Because when it was introduced, I would just infinite the Rhapsody Quarter on the first turn every time. Every time. It was remarkable how it ended up like that. But it can only trigger that ability once. Snack Pack, whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, or rather every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 2 HP. Nope. Need any of that. The infinite blow gets more infinite. There is another boss after this. I have to remind myself of that fact. Works. Neurotoxin, Hidden Blade. And, yeah, with the poison weapons, we've now definitely got the win here. Smoke Bomb. We're intangible on this turn. Enemy is extraordinarily almost dead. Expertise for a ridiculous amount of draw, and then hell. We'll just drop a nuke. What? Huh? How? What? It was dead! Its damage triggers before poison? There is no precedent in the game for that. At all. How is it worded? Does it say at the end of your turn? If it says at the end of your turn, take, you know, however much damage you dealt to it, then yeah, that's my bad. Obviously, I had a ridiculous amount of ways to counteract that. I was saving them for the next boss. I figured that was definitely dead, that I didn't need to commit any more actions there. Well, now I know that for the future. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire, Spires and Sneckos in particular. The Spires and Sneckos rule set is linked in the description down below. Now, last episode I said that the Spires and Sneckos mod, made by Filth, of course, that enables the existence of these custom run starts, the SNS base kit through Warlock. I said that that was publicly available. It is not yet currently public available. So it's not going to be linked in the description down below, but the rule set for Spires and Sneckos, as well as, which includes rather, as a description of how you would generate those relics yourself to play the run, is. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.